Welcome to my channel. I would like to welcome all of my lovely friends all over the world. Wherever you are watching me from, you are welcome. And I always love to start off by saying, we are worthy of only the best. You are worthy of only the best. God desires for us to have only the best. Only the best. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you. Before I continue, before I get into my story, I just would like to welcome all first time viewers. Please subscribe to my channel to continue to watch my programs on hope, courage, faith, and testimonies. It is always wonderful to share with you all around the world how God answered my prayers 7 years after I prayed. It is all because of perseverance, patience. Imagine for 7 years praying and fasting for a job. First of all, I would just like to thank all who subscribe to my channel and all returning subscribers. Thank you so much. I would like to just appreciate you. It really matters. Thank you so much. um Let me get to my story. So it all started off where I have graduated, I finished graduated, and I'm searching for a job. Particularly, I love to work at a public sector, but I could not get any job. Then I began to search all over, all over the 9 provinces of South Africa for a job. I did not get the job. I remember I fasted. I used to fast almost every day. Like sometimes I would fast Monday to Friday. And especially when the month begin, I will go on a dry fast for 3 days. First 3 days would be dry fast or 7 days water fast. But I persevered. I kept on believing. I trusted that God will answer me. And I will not go and consult any other spirit. I will not go and seek other help anyway. Because God says He is my helper. He knows me. He understands me. He knows my laying down, my getting up. He knows my future. He knows my present. Surely God knows where I am supposed to be working, and God will answer. That was my hope, and that was the courage where I drew courage from scriptures to lean not on my own understanding, but to trust the Lord my God with all of my heart and acknowledge Him and acknowledge His word. I did whatever I could, everything that could put me in the right place to receive. Even when I did not have much, I would tithe. I would give offering. I would give my clothes. I remember I gave my best, my very best clothes, of which really my husband thought I was crazy. I gave my very best clothes to this young lady. So I remember it was during the holidays, around December. I went to visit my mom in Pretoria, and me and my cousin used to go to this church every Sundays. It was a very nice church. And then I remember on this day, on this Sunday, it was Christmas. I don't know if it was a Sunday, but it was 2018. It was a Sunday or a Christmas day, the day before Christmas, or it was on Christmas Day. Yeah. So when we came back from church, while we were walking to go and catch our taxi, We met this young man. He was driving a black BMW. He approached us and he stopped us and he said to me, "Lady, you look familiar to me. Do I know you? Do you know me?" I said, "I don't know you. I don't know you. I've never seen you." So this guy said to me, "Please," he asked for my email. He said, "I'm asking for your email." And I was like, "My email?" I was beginning to think other things like this guy, maybe he wants to scam me through other medias or whatsoever. I really thought like this guy is a satanist or he's a devil worshipper. Why on earth would he ask me for my email? So I said, I don't have an email. Then he said, "Please give me your cell phone number." I said, I don't have a phone. I don't even have a phone. And my cousin was looking at me like I was, and then he asked me this one question. He said, "There's something I would like to do for you." And I said, "What is it?" And he said, "Are you not looking for a job?" And I was, I was really surprised. We just met this guy, and he says I look familiar to him. The first thing he asked me was my email. The second thing he asked me was my phone number. Then he said he wants to do something for me. Am I not looking for a job? I was really surprised. Okay, then I said, "Yes, I am looking for a job." Then he said, "That is what I want to do for you." But can you believe, still, when he has said all of this, I did not take it. I thought, no, this guy wants to scam me. This guy is something else. Then he says, "Okay, because you don't want your email, you don't want to give me your email, you don't want to give me your cell phone number." I actually had my phone in my bag, and I told him that I don't have a phone. And then he said, "Okay, take these numbers." And that's where I told my cousin, "Give me your phone." "Give me your phone." And my cousin gave me her phone. And then this guy gave me this person's number, and he said, "Please call this guy and tell him you are looking for a job." Okay, I took the number. It was the 25th of December 2018, back from church. When I got home, I explained to my mom. Then I waited. 26 passed. 27th December 2018, I called this guy and I explained to him that I got this number from this guy. He said I must call him. That guy really even told me his name and surname. Um, and excuse me, I explained to this gentleman that I'm looking for a job. Um, I'm living in Pretoria and so forth. This guy just said, "Okay, at the moment we are closed at our company, but I will SMS you my email. Please send me your CV." Just imagine, SMS, not email. He SMSed me his email, and then I quickly put together my CV and I submitted my CV. He sent me his email through an SMS. Then it was January Then I remember I called him. Did I call? No, I didn't even call that guy. And then we went back to Pulukwane. When we went back to Pulukwane, January, the whole of January, I went on fasting. I prayed in the midnight. I prayed in the afternoon. I used to pray like really fasting and praying to get that job. I did not, and at that moment, I don't know what position, I don't know what I'm going to be working as what. So I went into a fasting for that whole month. On the 28th of January 2019, this gentleman called me, the one that I sent the CV, and he says, there's an interview. Okay, he gave me the details. He sent me the address, and I asked him, okay, what will I be interviewed for? What position? Then he told me the position. Okay, then I went, did my research on that position. Mind you, on that position, I did not have any experience. I researched on the position. I googled everything, got myself ready for the interview. I went to the interview, and I believed on that day. That was actually my second interview in all the 7 years that I applied for jobs. Imagine. The first interview, I remember I got lost. The location was, something was just didn't go right with the interview. I did not even have that interview. So this was like the second uh, positive interview to go to. So I went to the interview, and I knew after the interview that I have the job. I remember I told my husband, let us not go back to Bulukwane, because I know I have this job. This job is mine. It was a Wednesday. My husband said, no, let's go back. If they call you, we'll come back. It was a Wednesday. On Friday, the gentleman called me and said, you got the job, and this is the salary, and these are the working hours, and you must start on this day. And it was Friday. I was to start on a Monday. Wow. I could not believe it. Like, for 7 years, looking for a job, um, applying left, right, and center. No response, nothing at all whatsoever. And God answered me. You know, all those years while I was asking for a job and praying, I used to wonder, maybe God does not want me to be employed. But I was asking myself, I need my own money. I want my own life. I want to build my own wealth. Like, I want to do my own businesses. Then where am I going to get the finances if I'm not working? I used to really think that God does not want me to work, but that was not true. I persevered. I was patient. I pushed. It was not easy all those 7 years. So if you are out there, I would really like to encourage you. Trust in God. God does not delay. God is always on time. And at the right time, God will answer you. And do not be dismayed by other things. Maybe your friends are successful, doing greater things, and you are still at your lowest level. Remember, your life and another person's life is not the same. You have different desires, different goals, and God has different purposes for you. So I would like to tell you and encourage you today, be strong in the Lord. Wait on God. God's time is right. God's time is always the best. And at God's time, everything turns out beautifully. Everything turns out beautifully. I could not believe that I'm working, I'm earning a salary every month. I can do whatever I want with I could buy whatever I wanted to buy. God is faithful. God is faithful. He's a faithful Father, and He desires the best for you. So keep praying. And maybe I'm just thinking, somebody out there say, it's been long. How long? How long? I'm telling you, God's time is the best. God's time is the best. And you will enjoy every moment when everything turns for your good and all the blessings come in. Thank you so much for listening to my story. Please subscribe to my channel. Keep watching for more testimonies. Be encouraged today. Be strengthened. God loves us. And if you are there, hopeless, discouraged, don't be discouraged. Encourage yourself in the word. All those years, I remember I used to encourage myself in the word. Get into the Psalms of David. There is so much prayers there that encourages you as a believer. So you will pull through, you will make it. God will answer. God never lies. God never fails. Thank you so much. I will see you in our next episode. Thank you. Bye.